That's what you do. You buy these clothes that cost me and make a difference in it. But we never do that.
Never complains, gets up, gets on, with a smile on his face.
We just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, every single day, without the truth. If you haven't seen it before, please watch the first two episodes, the second season, something like that. Stallone.
We are on the site of the castle.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
Hello everyone, it's me again. You're sick of me or what? But anyway, we're all here tonight. Let's hope that we're all a bit calmed down from the debacle on Sunday. And who I feel sorry for are the lads and girls who went down there to see nothing. That's what worried me, you know. Well, not worried me, it's angered me, frustrated me. But what I didn't like was some comments on that Facebook fucking thing, having a go at fans for criticising the team selection, for criticising the tactics, for criticising everything more or less. And that's wrong. We have a right. We have a right to criticise. If we do that, look, I keep saying this. I go back to 65, watching Liverpool win the very first FA Cup. First FA Cup. The pride was unbelievable. 77. The very first European Cup. In Rome, the pride was unbelievable. See a fella, an old fella behind me there, my age now, if you know what I mean. He was my age then, you know, going back. And he was crying. And I said, well, what are you crying for? And he said, because I never thought I'd live to see this. This is the greatest moment of my life. Now, that fella would be well gone by now. Could you imagine him if he was criticising what he fucking witnessed on Sunday and being criticised for doing it? I'm not fucking having that off anyone. I'll be bringing on Dino, who was down there with his lad. See what he's got to say about it. Edward, Scouse Frank is back. So they're all letting on to one another, which is lovely. They're all letting on. See the red birds there. See Jazza's there. Norman, are you Frank in chat? Lovely. The Anfield, good evening, my fellow mighty there. My fellow mighty there. Fellow mighty there. Behave, put the fellow in. It's great. The players and slots should give a week's wages to the fans that went to Wembley for the pathetic performance they put on, says the Red Bird. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel. And I'm going to bring on... before I bring them on, I've got to say this, honestly, I'm awfully sorry. I've just got to bring this thing on. And what it is, it's a tribute night, 1960s tribute night. And it's the it's the same night that we won the FA Cup for the first time, which incidentally I just mentioned. And you'll have a dinner, the same dinner that Lance got, a victory dinner, to be honest. So you get the same dinner. It's going to cost 20 quid. And it's going to be great. And there's going to be a raffle of a replica FA Cup. Just imagine that. A replica FA Cup. That'll be a fantastic night. And this is what it's all about, lads. This is what it's all about. And I've got to mention this wonderful thing who sponsors this particular, all the shows. Gap Painting Services, fully time served lads, fully insured lads. They're all brilliant lads, great workers. They're in and out. Also, with spring here in a couple of days' time, don't get out painting your window frames, and please don't struggle. And if you're a pensioner, just get them in. Special discount, inside and out. If you're an NHS worker, get them in. Don't struggle coming home from long shifts. Just get them in. Again, a special discount. But if you're not in that category, honestly, please believe me. Please believe me. They're dead reasonable. Honestly, they are. And that's Gap Painting Services, who sponsor the Frank Carlyle shows. And these lads, I wore that t-shirt last night, didn't I? The Liver Bird there. And unbelievable. Mike Dean and his lovely wife, Michelle. And they open up on match days, but you can also get all this quality stuff. And it is pure quality. Pure quality. I've had a t-shirt from 2019 when we won the European Cup in Madrid. And it's still great, honestly. I'll tell you what I'll do. The next time I'm on doing a show, football show, because I'm not doing one until the week that we're actually starting again. So, I'll wear it down just to prove what quality it is. I've been abroad in it. I've been, on holiday. I've worn it, washed it millions of times, and the quality's still there, believe me. And I'm going to bring on this fella here, Dino. And Dino was down there. He was down there with his lad. And there he is. Hey, Dino.
You all right, mate?
You okay?
Yeah, sound. Calm down now.
You can't. This is the problem, you see. But I'm not having anyone having a go at any. I know the lads who had a go at them. And what he said, I thought was awful. My little granddaughter, 7, cried because she's just found Liverpool. She's a red through and through. I bought her a shirt, and she said, "Granddad, I'm trying to go to the match, to wear the 10 shirt."
Yeah.
Can't get tickets, but and that upset me, criticising. There's fucking kids here crying. Kids crying. And he's going on, don't be criticising. Fuck off. Right, so what was it like down there? I know you got hold of me, as I was doing the post match thing, and you were saying, it seemed flat.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was a bit of a complacency on behalf of the fans. I think a lot of us just thought we were just going to go down there, turn up and win the cup and back to the league. But I think if you look at Newcastle, I mean, and how much it meant to them. I mean, they were down there in the thousands on the Saturday night, and you know they were going to have the biggest party, win, lose or draw. And I think if only we had that same type of attitude, and instead of being a little bit maybe blasé about it, I think.
Well, to be honest, when I looked at that team sheet, I was shocked. The night before, I was talking to our Francine, and I said, she said, "How do you think we're going to go, Dad, tomorrow?" I said, "Well, looking at the PSG game," I said, "and other games besides. I said, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough." And she knew what I meant.
Yeah.
And it turns out that way. And as I said, Slot has to take the blame there. He picked the wrong side, in my opinion. You do not drop the best keeper in the world and put a lad in. He's done well for us, don't get me wrong. He's done well for us. But he hasn't played games.
Yeah.
And he puts him in a final. That sickened me, that. And that's when I knew. That it was a lost cause. And left yesterday, Jose, he had a terrible game against PSG.
Yeah.
He had a terrible game, easily knocked off the ball. He was absolutely dreadful. And he was also awful against Southampton.
Yeah.
Southampton. And I don't know, so that really sickened me, that everything about it.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I'm not gonna like beat Kelleher up and all that, but
no one is.
Kelleher's a good goalkeeper, but he's not Liverpool quality of starting. He shouldn't be starting in a major final, Frank. Like I know he has done in the past, and we've won the cup. And if we'd have won the cup again, and the fifth on the football fans will probably say, yeah, great decision, but whatever. But I'm convinced that he's at fault for the first goal. I think his feet are set wrong. His positioning's all wrong.
Thank you.
I think he thinks it's going wide.
Thank you. And it was the same against Newcastle up there.
Yeah.
When he let that ball go out, thought it was, and someone behind him scored the last minute fucking equaliser. That cost us 2 points. I'm not having a go at the lad. Yeah. But yes, and I said on here, post-match, Alisson would have got that.
Yeah.
Alisson, an header from yards out. Yeah. From the edge of more or less the edge of the 18-yard box on an angle.
Yeah.
One of the lads disagreed, like, oh no, he wouldn't have got, fucking would have done, ends up.
Alisson would have saved that, 100%.
Thank you.
But, to go off Kelleher, but in the same phase of play, was McAllister marking the biggest player on the pitch? I mean, there's absolutely no logic for me. Like, I know I've heard Slot's reasoning behind it, and I still don't understand the logic. If you're going to put someone who's not great in the air on Dan Burn, put someone like Szoboszlai. Someone who's got a little bit of size, a little bit of height. But to put McAllister on, he's a midget. He's a footballing midget, and Dan Burn must have been absolutely creaming his kicks when he saw he was marking him. And before the goal, Frank, we had 3 warnings. There was the one where Isak, Kelleher has the scramble at Isak's feet. There was another one where there was like a little ricochet, could have been an own goal, and thankfully it went into Kelleher's hands. But there was warnings before the goal, all from corners, and we didn't seem to learn our lesson. And, we were punished.
Yeah, punished badly, to be honest. All the lads and girls down there watching the game, the people who were up here watching the game, so disappointed in the display. I'll just read out a few comments here. Norman says, I was at Wembley. I have every right to give my opinion. We did not compete, and even if I had not been there and have a right to an opinion, we can constructively critique our team. Or is that, whatever he said, politically incorrect now, ridiculous? See, and the Anfield Law says that if they did that to us fans and went, would be very rich if they gave a week's wages. What FSG have offered are the canteen ladies' wages. This is mad. This is absolutely mad. Elmo, I can understand fans criticising only because we are 12 points clear and are waiting before we get stuck into the manager if things go pear-shaped. Well, to be honest, I'm not bothered about the league at the moment simply because it was the game. I think what people are not forgetting or are forgetting is the game against Plymouth Argyle. That proved a point to me that the squad isn't good enough.
Yeah.
The squad isn't good enough. We couldn't beat them. A team that were getting hammered week in, week out. That's why the bottom of their league. And we couldn't score. We couldn't score. Then, the PSV thing, that was another disgrace, proving about PSV, this is, proving that the squad is not good enough. And there's Arsenal, stuff them. You see what? And they had players out as well, remember. They had players out that game. So what you have all this, you have a struggling against Wolves. My point is, we haven't been playing that well. We haven't been playing well. We even struggled against Southampton, a bottom side. We struggled at Anfield. So on Sunday, we just knew.
Yeah.
We knew. I said to Francine the night before, if we play like we did against PSG and the other games, it's going to be. But that's me. That's me.
The gas though, Frank. They're running on empty.
So
and they have been for a while.
So again, what was mentioned the other night, Dino, was that FSG. I was screaming out for a DM for 2 years, not just now. 2 years I've been screaming out, even when Gravenberch was playing well. Up to Christmas, I was screaming out for a DM in the winter market, and we never got one. We need players. We need players. And what Slot said only last week, you must have heard it. I only like small squads, and we're opportunistic use. That means God knows who coming, and if the likes of Trent, the 3 lads who are in contract talks, if they go, God help us. God help us. Norman says, me and the wife are going to the 65 tribute night. I booked my tickets with John Pearman. Oh, good. Good. I mightn't go. I'm being honest. I'm in terrible pain sitting here now. And there's no way I can walk. If I get any better, I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm going to try and make it myself.
What?
I'm going to try and make it myself.
It'll be a great night. It really will. And you're having the dinner, 20 quid.
Yeah.
It's nothing. And meeting all the lads and everything. But the way I am at the moment, there's no chance. There's no chance, unfortunately. I was going to say that to George, but unfortunately, George, I got a message off George, and he said I mightn't be there because there's been a death in not his family, but friends.
Yeah.
Today, so he said I mightn't be able to make it there at the time. So let's hope he comes on and gives his opinion. And the Anfield, hey Gino, hope you and your lads were okay down there. what a terrible day for our club. And Norman says, how you doing? You have 2001 review there behind you.
It's the Barcelona semi from 2001.
And Edward says, Bitty Keys having a go at Liverpool, saying we're average. Had a good start, and other challenges went backwards.
I think, Frank, there's like an agenda to like diminish anything that Liverpool Football Club try to do. I mean, the media, and not just the media, I think it's fans of other clubs, they're desperate to create a narrative against Liverpool. You know, they're all like penning the ropes on this, because we've lost in the Champions League last week, and now we've lost the cup final. They're all trying desperately to pin the ropes on our season, like capitulating. And you know, when Liverpool are like in four competitions, like from October onwards, it's like quadruple. Can this be the year of the quadruple? But when it's anyone else, you never hear it. It's like they're desperate for Liverpool to fail so that they can hammer us. You know, it's like, with the most hated club in the country. You go on social media, and every other club's supporters are making fun out of us. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're mocking us. They're using Hillsborough and Heysel jabs at us. It's all the time. To try and get a rise out of us, they'll do it.
Yeah, and feed the Scousers every Christmas.
Yeah.
And sign on and all these awful.
It's the Scousers that are going down to their cities and filling their food banks up.
Exactly.
How's that for irony?
Exactly, Dino. Absolutely. Edward says Kelleher could have stretched more for that goal, I thought. Absolutely. It's only what Dino said, and I've said. The smallest player marking the tallest player, Edward carries on. And Norman says, asking Mac to mark Bayern on corners is like asking wee Jimmy Cranky to mark Leach. It's true. I'll keep saying till we go Nunes, Diaz, Jota, please. That's Darryl. The King. Hiya, boys. I wasn't happy with the squad all being at Chelsea a couple of days before the final. Why would you play 4-2-4 against the three-man Newcastle midfield? I hate zonal marking as well, says the King. I think I've got to mention Paul. Good friends of mine. Good evening, boys. No Serenzi, he'll never walk alone. Still in Tenerife.
No, my lad's gone there today.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flew out this morning, sending me all pictures and everything. And I'm like, I'm stuck in work.
As you do.
Yeah.
You get these pictures. But, you know, it's... I've always said, honestly, you know, no matter how, we get behind our lads. Anyone who wears that shirt, we get behind. And there's players, you know, I'm not saying we should get rid of him, we should get rid of him. But the only thing I say is, like, you've heard me mentioning in Cappy, I'd love him at right back, left back. I'd love him. And he can place the left side as centre back too. And I remember Virgil at the beginning of the season saying, we need a left-sided centre-back. He said it. He said it in an interview. It came out of his mouth on the telly. It wasn't like written. Yeah. I don't trust the reporters, to be honest. I just don't trust them. And Norman says, think about it. No club has ever won the quad. 2 teams have won the treble. What United played kids in the League Cup that year, and City, who have cheated to buy it, yet they try to say we bottled it. No, we never bottled anything, to be honest. And Norman carries on. As under FSG winning a quad or treble would be a miracle. It's like what you said there, you know, they're all ready to have a go at Liverpool. And you're right, because it was all about Man U, wasn't it? Now it's all about Man City. It was all about Chelsea a few years ago. Oh, this was these great, and whatever. And they were going on about a treble. Joe Fagan won the very first treble.
Yeah.
And even the media, along with the Man United fans, said, I wasn't really a treble. You only won the League Cup and the European Cup and the not the FA Cup.
Oh,
So it's ridiculous to think, winning the league, winning the European Cup, and winning the League Cup, if you know what I mean, wasn't a treble. That's what the norm is, to be honest. That's what the norm. So we got over everything now.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, we had a great day. You know what I mean? We had a laugh. It was great seeing some old friends down there, and we were mixing with them. And honestly, like sometimes the football gets in the way. You know what I mean? It's like a big, massive social gathering, and then you're like, oh, you got to go and watch the match. You know what I mean? And it was brilliant. It was memories. You know what I mean? That and being together and being able to console each other. And now I've seen his reaction. Now he understands that it's okay to get beaten in a final and to give credit to the other team. You know what I mean? As well as obviously being disappointed in your own team. But I think you do have to give Newcastle credit. I don't think that they were hungrier and they wanted it more. I just think that they had more to give. And because we're running on empty, I don't think it was a lack of effort. It was just a lack of they just didn't have it.
Yeah. Do you know what I hate as well? I hate anyone saying they wanted it more.
Yeah, I don't see
I
it.
hate that saying. I really hate that. Is Darcy about and Lottie? No.
No, they're somewhere else today.
Thank God for that. I forgot about them.
They'll be watching now. Well, Lottie will. I don't know about Darcy. She'll probably be on her iPad or something watching.
Yeah, most probably. Yeah, look, I'll just say a few of these here. The Redbird says to Norman, Bottlesy is the top clickbait for rivals. That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is. Good comment. PSG offering Virgil 100 million over 2 years, and we're being tight. I'm going to ask you something in a moment, to be honest, Dino. And Norman to the Redbird. It's all about stopping us. Look at Everton. We have won 2 different trebles, 84, and behind Dino there, 2001. There you go. And Paul Owie. The clown, that clown McCoist was mocking us on the radio this morning. No quad, no treble, no double, and only the PL. Winning the PL is a great achievement, and 1 EPL is worth 10 of the McCoist SPL titles.
Exactly like what I was saying, Frank. They're trying to diminish anything that we do. I mean, if we're winning the league and they're like, oh, well, it's because everyone else is faulting them, but when Man City are going out and spending hundreds of millions of pounds and getting 100 points, they're not saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous, the stuff that you have to that we have to put up with on like social media and on the media. And as you say, someone as a respected like ex-footballer and journalist like Ali McCoist coming out with such absolute bollocks.
Yeah, you can tell Darcy is not feeling. I can't see, this is Elmo, I can't see them getting rid of 3 strikers in one window. I'll be worried they don't replace them. To be honest, we wouldn't replace them. And Darryl says, we had 2 amazing DMs, Ginny, Fabinho, and never replaced them. It's disgusting, absolutely. Christopher, hi Frank and everyone. Like and subscribe. Oh, thanks a lot. I hope, just get the algorithm up there, get the likes in. And you know, it does the show good, to be honest. It gets out there. And Norman, this is spot on, you know, because we are fatigued and can't run. Looks like a lack of effort. Now, where's my question? Just let me go just to these lads here, two of them. Alisson would definitely have saved that. Looking at them, one-handed saves at PSG. Thank you. This is what I've been saying all along. And Jared says, Norman, hello, I do understand that they wanted it more. I do, fuck off. They put more into the tackles, into the tactics and coaching, plus they had 350 million more invested in the squad and zero from our 2 years. Suppose this, suppose this, right? People are saying, it's only like what Elmo said, getting rid of players, like getting rid of them. Now, you know that I've been saying we should have signed players, quality players in the summer and in the winter. Right? You know that I've been saying that. I've been saying a GM for 2 solid years. We should be signing. We should have signed. Right? For 2 years I've been saying. What if, I'm just saying this, what if the likes of Diaz, Jota, Nunes go in the summer, right? And either 1 or 2 of the contract players. And in my opinion, if Virgil goes, Konate will definitely go. Who are we going to replace them with? And do you think FSG will splash out? Because I'll give you my answer now. They won't. Over to you.
I think unless they don't want any riots outside Anfield, I think they're going to have to, because it is getting to that point, Frank. You know, fans are waking up now. Even the ardent FSD supporters, they're starting to wake up. Their eyes is flickering now. They're starting to see that, you know, the club's laid dormant for 3 windows. You've got your 3 biggest players that are down to the last couple of months now, the contracts, with no end in sight, seemingly. At least one of them 3 going, virtually 80% gone, which is Trent Alexander-Arnold, in my opinion, and in others as well. I'm not convinced that Van Dijk's going to stay. I'm not convinced Salah's going to stay. So the club are getting put into a corner. They have to act. They can't rely on Ben Doak, someone who scored 3 goals and got 7 assists in a division lower. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. And any Liverpool supporters that are even mentioning Ben Doak as being Salah's replacement, I have to argue, like, what game is
No, it's not good enough.
No, nowhere near good enough. But there is coming. It's getting to a point, and it's gonna. It's hard.
I don't want to go. To be honest, I want to keep the players we've got. Right, and I'll tell you for why. Keep the players we've got, but bring in 4 other players in this window, this summer window, and I'm talking about top quality players.
Yeah.
We can't let our experienced players go. We can't. Yeah. If we do that, we're defeating everything. We've already become, as that Ali McCoy, as someone said about that prick, Ali McCoy saying no treble, no quad, no this. You know what I mean? Point is, it's a laughing stock.
Yeah.
We've become a laughing stock. And that's what it's all about. And it's all because of lack of investment. And I don't like what Sloot said. He likes small squads. That's why Edwards and Ward have been brought back in. And they brought a fella, their friend, by the way, they were mates, brought in and Hughes. He's done absolutely zilch. And they were trying to put the blame on the last administration. That's what they were trying to do. What
I mean, the
season?
last administration's got to take accountability for not dealing with the contract situation sooner. Because I mean,
but they might have been for all we know.
Yeah, that's very true. They might have been, but obviously the fact that the players have got down to the last 12 months at the start of the season without any deals on the table, that largely falls on their part, because by then Richard Hughes had only been in the job 5 minutes. So
yeah, but Richard Hughes in the 5 minutes. Listen, if I was a cleaner and I was brought in to clean, but I seen a stain on the floor, I'm not going to leave that for fucking months.
Yeah,
I clean that stain up. And that's what, I'm sorry to use a stupid analogy like that, but that's the way I look at it.
yeah.
I look at it like that. He should have sorted everything out. But who do you blame? Is it the owners? I don't blame the owners, you know. I'm not blaming the owners on this. It's up to the director of football.
Yeah.
And that director of football is opportunistic use. Now, don't forget the definition of opportunistic. All it boils down to is cheap.
Yeah.
Just like Chiesa. You know, he was a cheap option, opportunistic. Because no other Italian club wanted him.
No
one wanted him, and he came here. I've got nothing against the lad. Albeit he scores, you know, and everyone's saying, oh, he did more than 16 minutes than the all of the. That shows you how bad the selection was.
Yeah.
And no one's mentioned that.
You know, Gakpo, you know, being out and stuff, I think that's had a massive effect. I mean, Luis Diaz is
injured. Go ahead, carry on. I'm just getting a bottle of water. Forgot it.
Yeah.
Go on,
Gakpo clearly still struggling, but I mean, Diaz is absolutely gassed. Diogo Jota couldn't even hold a newborn baby. I mean, he'd end up dropping it because nothing sticking with him at the moment up front. And then obviously, I also have to say, I wonder how much Ramadan's contributing to the likes of Mo Salah and Ibrahim Konate, their performance levels dropping. Konate couldn't even walk off the pitch at the end of the 90 minutes against PSG last week, and then he came off after 55 minutes after struggling in the first half at Wembley on Sunday. So Ramadan for me certainly has had a negative effect on Salah and Konate's performances.
I was saying that last night.
Naive for anyone to disagree, because you know they're not getting the right nutrients into the body. It's not going to allow them to perform at a high level.
Well, I was talking to Francine today, and she said, "You know what, Dad? Does anyone mention on you?" And what it was, I said, "No, they didn't." PSG, remember the game? Anfield. Was it Anfield? No, I forget what game it was. And it wasn't. It was the game before. And Szoboszlai was laid out on the deck like that at the end of the game. And she turned around and said, and he played the next game.
Yeah.
He played the next game after running around, and he's played every other game since. So he was absolutely done in. And this is like coming from my daughter, but no one mentioned it. But we were knackered. There was no rotation. The rotation.
There hasn't been any, Frank.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. The rotation is non-existent. None whatsoever. Now everyone's saying, "Oh, give Chiesa a go. You know, let him play, and let's hope that he plays every game. You know, till the end of the season. Whether he will or not, I don't know." And it's only what Slot likes, and Slot likes his favourite little thing, if you know what I mean.
I also think, though, for Slot, he's looking at players' contributions as well when they are coming on, and by and large, the players that have come on Chiesa aside on Sunday, they've not contributed anything.
No.
And I think that's the problem with Slot. And I mean, I'm not just talking about Sunday here. I'm talking about, you know, previous games when we've made substitutes. Endo aside, and look, you know, Endo's great. You know, everyone seems to love him because he puts himself about and that. But he's not Liverpool's quality. He shouldn't be at Liverpool Football Club. He was there because he was a cheap option, and that's all it was. You know, he's got great character and, you know, great attitude and everything else, but he's not good enough to play. He's not good enough. He wouldn't get in Man City's team. He wouldn't get in Arsenal's team. So why can he get in Liverpool's team? And it's only because, you know, we haven't been more proactive in the you know, in the transfer market and looking for better alternatives.
But it's every season. It's every season. When we won the last Premiership, you know, I said we have to go in now into the market to keep this up. We didn't. And this is what it's going to be like. If we win the league, if we win it, I'm sure of it that the owners will just go, it's good enough. And Hughes will say it. And Edwards will say it. And the other fella will say it would. That's what I think. That's why they've been brought in.
Yeah.
Christopher says, last year's finances came out today. They said we lost money because we was in the Europa League. But so far this year, we have made 200 million. So there's no excuses for not strengthening the first team. We made a lot of money when we did win the Champions League in Madrid. What happened then? Nothing happened. So, you know, don't build your hopes up, Christopher, please. Edwards is the reason. And what's that? And don't bring in your mate from Bournemouth, says Daryl Merry. Yeah. Jared Murphy. The owners, Frank, are investors. They employ Hughes, Edwards, Slot, etc. The buck stops with Henry. Insanity comes from the expecting anything different every summer transfer window. P.S. Frankie carries on. Don't tell me to fuck off for sticks, in my opinion. We always wanted it more. Well, I did, for sure. Bye-bye for now. See you next time, chat lads. Don't fucking say it. Just don't say we wanted it more. They wanted it more. And Norman, up to January, Slot rotated Diaz and Gakpo on the left side brilliantly, in my view. He has not done that enough with Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai. Enzo should have played more. We can all see it. And Elmo says, Slot got to change his plans about small squad because we ain't getting anywhere near winning that Champions League. Spot on. Norman, think about the drop-off last season. And we then relied on kids to help us. They did really well and get sold. So this season, same thing, but the kids are gone. Francine said exactly the same today to me. Exactly the same what you just said there, Norm. You know, there's Batatic. I wanted young Dans. You know that. I was saying to you, I wanted young Dans to stay. I think he's the only natural centre forward.
Yeah.
He's the only natural centre forward. And he would have made a little difference, in my opinion. You've got Batatic who's playing out of his skin for Las Palmas. Why couldn't we bring him back?
In regards to Dans, you look at the lack of productivity from Darwin Núñez, Frank, and you just think, well, you might as well have had Dans there because at least Dans would be like learning on the job. You know what I mean? Núñez is offering nothing, and like I'm, you know, before like what's his name comes on and starts saying that, you know, we're all criticising Nunes. I mean, since January, Nunes is down tools, and it's clear to see he knows he's going. He's not interested no more. He doesn't care. He done nothing. He's got absolutely no game intelligence. Like there was a ball dropped down to him in the penalty area. A striker with half a brain cell would be expecting that, and his first touch goes straight to the goalkeeper. Like, it's just, honestly, I get so frustrated and so wound up watching him and speaking about him, because he's just not good enough, and people that are deluding themselves into believing that he's going to come good. Well, this is the third season now, and we're still waiting. It'd be nice, you know, that he's a footballer.
He'd be going into his fourth season, and we'd be saying the same thing.
Yeah. It's never going to happen for him at Liverpool. It might in another club elsewhere, but at Liverpool Football Club, in the Premier League, where it's quick and you've got to think fast, he hasn't got that ability to process football fast enough. He's like a computer. He's like Windows 95 when you need the latest version. He's just too slow.
And Marmalade's in goal next year. That Marmalade's very, he'll be says. And John Rooney says Tanz's injured. He has not even played for Sunderland yet.
Yeah, he's still at Liverpool receiving treatment. Sunderland sent him back.
Well, there you go. So he could have got injured up there.
He's actually like registered to play for Sunderland, but he's just being treated at Liverpool.
Gerald says our fans love Nunes. All he does is run. May as well be Forrest Gump.
He doesn't even run no more. He doesn't even run no more, Frank.
No. And Norman, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Batatic or Clark are top draw players, but they could have come on in games and helped us save the legs of the three boys in midfield. Even if Franco and Zanino says IBR.
Even IBR.
But you say if Liverpool play, look, remember when we had a break? Remember after the Argyle game when we all the players were rested and whatever, and the following week we were playing and we were awful. And say, we lost the momentum. We lost the momentum because of that rest. We've got a 2-week rest. So I wonder what it's going to be like. And listen to me, the way it's gone, the way we're up there, top of the tree. But you've got to look at what's below us and say they've been dropping points every week. More or less, Arsenal. They've been dropping points. Just imagine if they were closer. Would you be biting your fingernails if they were a lot closer than what they are?
I think that would be like that, mate.
And Paul always says Dino was spot on with Nunes, and his first touch is normally his last touch. Slot shouldn't even have him on the bench for the remaining games. But he will be. But in all honesty, I really think that Nunes was expected to play himself to be chosen over Jota. I really believe that.
Yeah, I actually said to the lads on the coach going down there that I'd have started Nunes because I thought maybe a little bit of redemption for him with it being a final and the opportunity for himself to collect another medal. Plus, he never played in the final last year because he was injured. So it might be an opportunity for him to, like one last hurrah kind of thing. But when he come on, he just absolutely stunk the place out. But everyone else stunk the place out as well. So, I mean, I can't just say that it was that.
I understand what you're saying, but look, he's seen that game against Paris Saint-Germain at Anfield a few days before, and he's seen how bad Jota was. He must have seen how bad he was. And he came on, ran around a little bit and whatever. And I reckon he was expecting to be made because Jota was that bad. But he has been bad. It's not just the game against their PSG. He didn't even have a fucking shot at the goal.
I think Jota's finished.
But there you go. And he must know that.
I think the amount of injuries that Jota's suffered, I think they just took the toll on him, and he's just a shadow of the player he was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love Jota. That was made up. You know what I mean? I love Jota, but you know you can see when the writing's on the wall with him, and I think that with Nunes, you know, he's stuck on the bench. I must have been saying to himself, and that was it. He just came on and, as you said, done fuck all.
But he's sitting on the bench for a reason, Frank, because he hasn't done it when he's had opportunities. So we can sit there and be thinking I should be playing, but when he has played, he's done nothing.
Norman said, I was at that Barca match, you know, Frank. I remember McAllister when he scored the pen. It really gave it to Poyle.
Yeah.
He could do it, that player like Gary Macker now. I'm not going to criticise Slot too much as Klopp. I'm not going to criticise Slot too much as Klopp did schoolboy errors, especially in those first 2 seasons. And I want him to learn. There you go. No one's arguing with you there. Paul says, we are really struggling in the centre-forward role, and I would give Dom the odd 30 minutes up front now and again. Says Paul, that's a good shout, actually.
That's a great shout.
And the IBR, there's Lord Scott coming on to that. Well, you should have joined us when we first started. I said why you mightn't be here, IBR. So don't be late next time. And the one that struck me was after PSG, Gravenberch looked shattered, and he has been looking like that in the first half of games. So that what we can say him was playing on Sunday.
Gravenberch has been running on fumes for the last 2 months.
Yeah. And that's, as someone said on the post-match, Gravenberch has gone back to last season, you know, the form of last season.
It's not so much he's gone back to the form of last season, it's just that he physically can't do what he was doing at the start.
Exactly. It's as simple as that. He's not lighting up the field, is he?
No.
No one is. And as someone said, you know, when they were picking on Mo, and I was saying, not on here, and they were always picking on Mo. What's he done? He's over, you know, get it all. Don't be sad. All this nonsense. And as someone said on it, without Mo, we wouldn't be where we are on the top of the tree.
Yeah.
With his goals and assists. And I said, you've got to take in Ramadan. They don't drink water and they don't eat. And that affects your body.
Massively.
And that's the sad thing about it. So do you think that this particular break is going to do us good and refresh us?
I think it's probably come at a good time because it allows the players to all get away to a different environment and then to come back after hopefully having some good results for the national teams. And then, you know, they've got when they come back, they've got like 8 days before the derby. But I also think that there's an issue with the training, Frank, because the players only seem to be training once or twice a week. Slot seems to like give them quite a lot of time off. And, you know, the players need to be learning drills and stuff, because at the minute teams are seemingly like doing stuff to stop us doing what we've been doing all season. Now teams are going man for man on us, and we're struggling with it.
Yeah.
So Slot needs to get them in there and come up with some ideas on how to combat that. Because Everton are going to come to Anfield and they're going to do exactly the same, and they're going to be sniffing blood.
Oh yeah. Don't get me wrong about that. They will be. And Darryl says, what you do is play McAllister, Gravenberch, Jones, midfield, Szoboszlai on the left, Chiesa on the right, and Salah through the middle. It's a must now. Getting back to the Everton game, that's going to be the hardest game, and it's going to be a lot harder than the Newcastle game, because they are going to, what Everton are like. They're not a great footballing side, but they are sluggers, and they'll just get stuck into us, as you know.
What I will say is that I think Moyes is actually turning them into an half-decent side as well. So they are playing some good football in their own right at the moment. But they'd love nothing more than to dent our hopes. And the worry for me, Frank, is if we were to lose to Everton, a bit of doubt will start creeping in.
Yep.
And the fans will start getting anxious. And that'll translate to the players on the pitch. And then before Arsenal have got their next 6 games they play before Liverpool.
Yep.
So we don't want to get into a situation where that gap's getting closer and closer. Coming up
and
to
if
the
it does, say like it does, and we still win the league, and for next season, you get all the fans, even the media, the pundits, as usual, go, you were very lucky, you know what I mean? You were very, we were very lucky. Undermining winning the league.
Let them, because I'm going to have the time of my life when we do win the league. Like, no one will even remember the League Cup final when we're lifting that Premier League trophy up at Anfield.
No.
No one will give a shit about it. You know what I mean? That'll be gone. It'll be in the past. This city is going to have the biggest party it's ever seen. And I'm going to be climbing lampposts, bollock, swinging my top around. I don't care. I'm going missing for 3 days, and my missus is probably watching this, and she'll be saying, "Don't fucking think so."
Won't.
But
no, you won't.
I am. I'm going missing.
Paul always says, to be fair, Gravenberch barely played last season, and Slot has run him into the ground, but hopefully he can recharge in the international break. But we've had weeks breaks and everything, and he hasn't done anything. He hasn't recharged, so maybe 2 weeks, yeah. And Darryl says 9 more games of Verge, I fear. What a ride. And Paul Owie, Everton will be working on set pieces, and we better not put Macca on the toilet. We will. That's Slot's tactics. They're his tactics. Don't fucking worry, like, but
we win the Everton game, it's done. For me.
Yeah. Callum says, I'd love Mo to be free to roll and get him more in field like the old times and get our right back wide. Norman, I always think we get Mo at his best when our right back Arnold or Bradley are bombing on. He has not had that of late. Mo can't do it all on his own. We have Mane, Firmino to share his load. I said that. I said it. Absolutely.
Yeah, hopefully Bradley's back for the derby, because there's just absolutely no natural width at all. Like, Quan's at his best, but he's not a natural right back.
No. do you know what, Bradley? You know, he concerns me. I think he's great. So, but he always seems to be injured.
Yeah.
And when he gets injured, he's out for ages.
Yeah.
So he needs another fucking player like that.
All muscle injuries as well, which is a worry.
Yeah, it is a big worry. Elmo James, do you find it odd that we have never tried that different corner since Man City game? Well,
It's very hard to replicate something, isn't it?
Yeah, be well and truly, because these are players just in case.
Yeah, you'd have to try and line the players up differently. So another player would have to take the role of Szoboszlai, and someone would have to take the role of Salah just to put them off that scent. So it's very hard to replicate something like that once you've done it once.
Elmo, right. And Norman, well, I'm telling you now, that Brantwaite wins everything in the air. So for God's sake, make sure it's Virgil marking him. And carries on by saying, spot on, Zeno. If we win it, I will be making up for 2020. I think we all will, I think it's a foregone conclusion anyway, lads. Liverpool and Everton would be a draw if it was this Wednesday. But I feel a narrow 2-1 win will be on the cards. I hope you're right, lads. I hope you're right, Callum. I hope you're right. After the Everton Fulham games, says Norman, it will be one game every weekend for the rest of the season. No excuses then.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the fixtures and how they line up, but if that's true, then, that's certainly got to help us, because there's, as you say, there's no excuses. The players will be fresh.
Darryl says McAllister will be captain of Virgil, Mo and Trent go. Don't be saying that. We don't want them to go. Fuck's sake. Please don't be saying that. We've got fucking there. Paul, we haven't been running on empty. We have been running on empty, but a good break and then only playing one game a week should put the energy into the lads for the last push.
Yeah, and on the flip side, Arsenal can go further on in the Champions League as well, so that they've got all that to keep them occupied. Get to the semi-finals and then get blown out.
And Snipey says, evening rednecks.
Evening, Steve.
Paul Owie to Darryl, I thought old Marmalade in goal wanted the armband. Marmalade. I think Everton says AD 66 is an ideal goal to come back after the break. The lads should be up for that.
The fans will be up for it.
The King. How many players do we need in the summer, boys? Mo, Virgil, Trent leave, which is looking likely now, says the King. Don't say that, King. Fucking hell. We can't afford to let them go. They are the cornerstone of experience.
You're looking at a whole new backbone.
And Konate will definitely leave if the other fella goes. Veg. He'll definitely go. I'm going. I'm off to that. Telling you now. So how many people?
6 or 7. And that's with, obviously, Nunes and Jota as well going. I think there's going to be... I don't think people are fully realising just how big a summer this is going to be. It's going to be huge. And, we're obviously going to be going into it from a position of strength as well by winning the league. So the worry for me, Frank, is that, Fenway Sports, they like to run the likes of the Red Sox and all that. So the way they do it, they're not scared of having a down year. But you know the problem is in football you can't have down years, because if you have down years in football you can fall behind. And why would you want to fall behind when you're right at the top of the tree? You know what I mean? It makes no sense. You've got to be proactive and positive in the window. And
do you know, we've been saying that for years, mate.
I know.
And nothing's happened.
But there's going to come a point where the fans are all going to turn on them, and it's going to be Hicks and Gillette 2.0. Thanks for everything you've done for us. You know, winning trophies and all that, blah blah blah. But you're not showing enough ambition, and unless you start showing ambition, it's time to go and get new owners in.
Well, okay. Let's put another scenario together. Manchester City, right? Now, Manchester City get out of this, right? Get out of what they should be getting fucking done for, and they get, like, say, a fine of 25 million, which is nothing to them, and that sets the precedent then for everyone to go after anybody. And then you've got the likes of Newcastle.
Yeah,
they just spend like mad. You've got Chelsea, they'll spend like mad. City will spend like mad. Even United will spend like mad. And even Everton.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Yeah.
And we will stand fucking still, as usual. We always do, because it's way out of their comfort zone, FSG's comfort zone. So what's your take on that? We could just be a mid-table team.
I totally agree with everything you're saying. It's funny because, you know, we're on the precipice of winning the league, but beyond that, beyond winning the league, is it quite a scary, doomy outlook. And that's down to Fenway Sports and you know, the directors of football that they've put in place for not acting sooner and for not showing ambition. You know, we're acting, you know, we're Liverpool Football Club. We're in the top 5 of the biggest clubs in the world, and in my eyes, we are the biggest. But we don't act like it.
No, never have to. Never have to. See, look, you said it before, the last 3 windows have been non-existent. Right? They haven't. They've never been. We've got nobody in. That was Chiesa. We got him. He was an appeasement to the fans. At least we got someone in. You know, that's why he was brought in, the lad. So you look at it like this, and I keep going back to this. When we won the league, the last won the Premiership, we done nothing. We done absolutely nothing. We never went into the market. When we won the Champions League, we done exactly the same, done fucking nothing. And I keep saying this as well. When we signed Thiago, an injury-prone player, and I said it at the time, never has any of this. I said it on my radio show. I said, Liverpool is signing a player who's always injured. And there's no way that Bayern Munich would let one of their star players go for that cheap. That cheap. Anyway, I was proved right on that. But Thiago was the last midfield player to be signed for 4 solid years. Yeah. That's what these owners are like. That's what they're like. So no matter what happens, come May, if we've won the league, we're going to keep players who you expect to go, because they will turn around and their opportunistic use and Edwards and say the squad's good enough. And Slot loves small squads. And he'll just turn around and say, we've learned from last season. You know, it's the usual adage. We'll learn from last season. And it's as simple as that. And that's what I think will happen. By, you know, not spending. People will disagree with me, like, but The red bears make Frank's algorithms happy by hitting the like. Oh, thanks. I know, you know what, listen, if you're out there and you haven't, just subscribe to us, please. Please subscribe and hit the likes. You know, it's only to get the algorithm out there to put like the likes of Dino out there and, you know, the rest of the shows as well. So just get it out there, please, people. See, Dino's a multitasker. He's looking at a match. His wife is shouting at him to make some tea and toast for him. Everything's happening. His little girls are folded up saying, "Dad, are you coming home or what?" So, you know, you've got a multitasker on. But anyway, Norman says, we appreciate you reading our comments, Frank. It's not something everyone does. That's why I try to interact. This is what it's all about. It's interaction, except for Stephen Snake.
You're not on without your
it's you know, it's interaction. You've got something to say. We discuss it. We discuss it. And it's like what the King says there. Think Trent will be back before Bradley. What do you think of that?
Well, if that's the case, we'll see them both next season. But Trent will obviously be at Real Madrid.
I hope not, you know.
I can't imagine Bradley is going to be too far away now, surely.
I seen him walking on, you know, like this is Anfield, you know, and he was walking into the dressing room, you know, I don't know whether it's before or after the game. And he was walking all right. Elmo. When Nunes does play, he comes back to mark on corners. That's an option, says Elmo. But it is, he's cleared a few corners.
He has done that, like, fair enough, but, you know, we bought him to score goals, not to defend corners.
Darryl says, 7 players we need in the summer. And carries on by saying, Phillips and Williams centre-back pair next season. Don't say that.
Well, it got us to the Champions League.
Well, I'll make Dino drive me down to Oxfordshire and kick your head in. Don't be saying things like that. And Norman says, Elmo, it's a good point there, but you know what? Nunes is a big lad, but I watched him the other day. He jumps without any intent or desire to win the ball.
Spot on, that. Agree, totally.
And he was down there with you, if you know what I mean. And the rest, you know, at Wembley. Anyway, Snapey. Personally, I think Mo and Virgil stay. Thank God for the super comments. It's made me happy. Trent's the one I think who might go. If that's the case, then surely some fresh pace up front is essential. And also Branthwaite was mentioned earlier. I'd have him.
Yeah, there's not a cat's chance.
Do you know what? I said that last season it was. Do you know that, what's his name? Craig Newton, is it? You know, the Irish lads, his pod. And I said, he said, he was mentioning players who would go after.
Anfield agenda.
Yeah, that's it.
He's a proper
I went like that. I said, we won't get any of them you mentioned, and we certainly won't get Branthwaite. And I said, because he plays for Everton. If you're a Scouser, you know that we won't get him. There's no way Everton would sell. He told me to fuck off. Oh, fuck off, Eddie.
No, he's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot, mate. Right? And you know, the other season when we were struggling, he was saying Salah and I want Salah and Klopp to fuck off and all that. Mm-hmm. Like I was subscribed to him, but I I'd cancel my subscription with them and all that because I thought, like, what an idiot saying such shite like that. He just showed how much of an idiot he is. And he's got like near enough 300,000 subscribers, and I think, how?
I think it's 1 million, isn't it? Or is that the other fella? What's his name?
Goldbridge, yeah. I like Goldbridge though. He's actually quite balanced on his views. You know, he'll tell you he hates Liverpool, but he's not scared of being honest.
He balances everything out.
Yeah.
He balances. But you know what someone said? He actually said, I'm going back a few weeks, just a few weeks, there's me saying a few weeks, get onto this. And he said, I think Liverpool will do the quad. He said, I really think they'll do the quad. He said, they're that good. Now, this is only a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
But someone put a comment in saying, you're jinxing us. You are jinxing us. There's no way we're going to win a quad because you've said it. And you know what? It's dwindling. Yeah,
well, that's like I was saying back before, Frank. You know, it's like they put this pressure on us. No other club gets talked about to doing a quad. Not even Man City. But it's Liverpool. As soon as we're in 4 competitions and we're going deep into the League Cup or something, it's like, the quad's on. And there's a reason why it's never been done. It's virtually impossible.
As he says, I can never recall Mo being substituted in the hour mark once this season. If that had happened half a dozen times, he would have had a good 3 hours extra in his legs. I don't care. It's Ramadan. He's the most super fit athlete I've seen, Mo Salah. Super fit. And he's made of iron as well. He gets kicked. Every game he gets kicked.
Also, Frank, as well, Mo's not the type of... only like a few games this season where Mo's been like asked to trek back and help out defensively. He doesn't really do that much running.
No.
During games, Mo. It's not like he's covering a lot of the grass like Gravenberch and Szoboszlai.
Hang on. Daryl says Elmo wants miracle 7 players. Wow. That'll be a miracle if we get 2.
It's not a miracle that he wants 7 players. It's what he thinks we need, and I agree with him. I think we are going to need about 6 or 7 players.
Yeah. No, it's what we. Yeah. It's what that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
But you know, as Elmo says, it'll be a miracle if we do get them, because it'll be a miracle if we bring 2 in. It'll be a miracle if we bring 1 in. You said, I'm going to fume if he brings a load of players from the Dutch League. See, when that came out, you know, I didn't know this fella slot. And it said, I forget who it was. It was a pundit. He said he sued the owners of Liverpool Football Club because he brought in 15 players for €30 million. 15 hours. Well, there you go, says it all. That's why we've got them. All after them. 15 players. IBR. And it's only what you said, Yusuf, you know, they will be looking at the Dutch League. And IBR. We seem to have a lot of talented players who are solid 6s and 7s most weeks, but they lack the mentality to reach the next level. And Jones, Gakpo, Diaz, Jota, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, for example. What do you think of that?
I disagree. I think, with the exception of Jota and maybe Diaz, I think Jones, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, and Gravenberch are better than that. But I think their problem is just that they're just absolutely gassed and running on fumes. So that's making them look lesser players than what he's interpreting them to be.
Well, I think Jones is great.
Yeah, I thought Jones come on the pitch, and you know, he's on the pitch, and he was the one that got us playing a little bit on Sunday.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He was. And I don't care. I said before the games, you agree with this. When before I seen the team, you know, when it came up, I wanted 4 across the middle because we were tired. So I wanted 4 across the middle. I wanted Jones in there, midfield, along with Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and McAllister. 4 across the middle, 2 up front. And I said Salah and Diaz. That's what I said. But what am I? Who am I to say anything, to be honest? But that's what I wanted, 4 across the middle. And I wanted that against PSG as well, 4 across the middle. And there's no way they would have fucking scored. The Redbird. Mo said earlier in the season, this may be his last year at Liverpool. And Virg said not long since that he has big plans in the summer. So maybe they have already decided to leave along with Trent.
Virgil's recently said, hasn't he, that big news will be coming before the end of the season. So, you know, we can interpret that to mean whatever we want. I personally interpreted his comments to say that he's basically just stopping short of saying he's off.
Yeah. Devil Mary. We have had the so-called war chest since my Austin's been alive 8 years. There you go. We used to strengthen from a position of strength, says Norman. Always, under Paisley. Paisley always brought in 2 players. And Terry McDermott said we all have to be on our toes. We just finished a season knowing that 2 new players are coming in, and we're like this, biting our nails to see what positions. And it puts everybody on the toes. That's what he said. And that was the greatest selling ever.
Sometimes managers can have too much faith in players, and they keep them longer than probably they should. I mean, I think Klopp done that with a couple, and I think you know, every manager's. I mean, Shankly done it. Shankly probably, you know, kept his FA Cup winning team, the first FA Cup winning team, a bit longer than what it should, and then when they got beat against Watford in the FA Cup, that many see that as like the beginning of Shank's next great team, weren't it?
Yeah.
That won the UEFA Cup and the league a couple of seasons later.
The IBR to the Red Bear, I certainly agree, as it's probably a lost cause now. That's about those going. That's about those going. Oh, Jesus. Sick. We are not even asking for the type of spend. We are wanting to add a little more when we need, and the need has been there for all through the ownership. Yes. Yeah. And the Redbird says, I'm worried too. Yeah, I'm worried, bro. That's to the IBR. I think we're all worried. And Sir Bob would always strengthen, and sometimes players would sit in the reserves for a while, but we're there when needed, says Paul Lowy to Norman. Let's see what Snapey says. Dean's right, while FSG own us, there'll never be any consistency in our competitiveness. There's always so much, there's also no history of speculating to accumulate whilst on top. Yeah. It took, everything stunts the development, everything stunts it, to be honest. And we've been witnessing this for fucking years, albeit, look, we had the greatest manager in the world in Jurgen Klopp. And, you know, what people are saying is like, you know, our lads are running on, you've said it, running on fumes, and that's what it was. He was running on a shoestring for years, but he had the right blend. He had the right tactics. He had the right everything, Jurgen Klopp. That's why he won every cup that you can win in world football. Every single cup. And could have won a lot more if there was being more investment. Telling you now, a lot more. The King says, massive summer needed, but can't see it happening. None of them should be leaving, but not looking good. They should have been 2 years ago. Yeah. See, look, as I said to Dino there before, they're trying to put the onus on the last administration. That means Klopp. Now, remember when Klopp he said, I wanted to keep Bobby Firmino, but the owners wouldn't. So the owners could have been saying, hang on a minute, you know, we're not giving, you know, new deals to the likes of, I'm not talking about Trent this time, I'm talking about Virgil and Mo. So if he's wanted them to stay, you know, the likes of Bobby Firmino, that must have come out. That must have come out, their contracts. So it's so easy to just blame them and leave opportunistic alone. That's why James Pearce was bigging them up, saying, oh, look what he did. He was great in the summer, selling the players. He got 61 million. And I said only the other night, well, why didn't we fucking buy Carol for Sheila? I wanted him. We could have had him for 58 million. Just imagine the standard he was a fucking set. Just imagine him against Newcastle on Sunday. Anyway, and it is a massive summer, but the build, everybody could say a massive summer. But the massive summer could dwindle into a rainy fucking winter or a snowy winter. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, I don't know, but I am. I'm still frustrated at the lack of investment in Liverpool for fucking many. You said 3 windows. It's shocking. Yes, Paul, spot on. When we sold Rush, we reinvested in Beardsley, Aldo, Houghton, Spackman, Barnes, creating the best team I've ever seen. That's Norman. But we always did reinvest. I tell you, he was a great, but his legacy was fucking ruined, to be honest. A great owner, and that was David Moores. David Moores, when you look at him, he built the Kop. He had the Kop refurbished. He built the Annie Road end. You know, when he put another that little stand on. And he also did the Kenny Dalglish stand.
Yeah.
And he just turned around and said, I can't compete now. And that was when Abramovich went to Chelsea. He said, I can't compete. And that was it. He was a great owner, big Liverpool fan. And he bought players in the meantime with doing the Kop, the Kenny Dalglish and the Annie Road stand. He's buying players. Felt so sorry for him.
Dad of a broken heart.
The IBR says to the left, it wouldn't shock me if we were on Man United's level next season if we lose Alisson, Trent, Virgil and Mo. Just imagine losing them. Yeah, I'll let you talk. Those four.
It's unthinkable, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? You're talking about the span of your team and who are you going to get in to replace them? It's incredible that we've got to this point. I mean, that's what annoys me more than anything is just how we got to this point. I understand that things happen in football and new directors of football come in and all that, but it's just incredible how we've got here. And, you know, we're going to win the league in a couple of weeks' time, but, you know, we're already thinking about doom and gloom for next year. And
no, like, but, okay, I'm glad you said that. Now, we're going back even before the PSG game. We're going back before then. And we were worried at the beginning of the season about the contracts.
Yeah.
So, you know, this hasn't just come up now.
No, it's been
talking about it.
It's been in the background, it's been lingering, and now it's getting closer and closer to the end, and there's still nothing in sight. So,
no,
fans are right to panic.
Of course, we've got a right to say something positive.
Yeah,
and this is positive. It's not negative. We just want it sorted out. I don't want to see Mo go. I don't want to see the big Verge go. I don't want to see Trent go. He's our future, that lad. He's our future captain. I want to see a load of investment. That's what I want to say. I've always wanted investment by these owners. And we get called negative for wanting that. Look what they've done for us. What have they fucking done? Jesus Christ.
Built a nice stand.
Sorry? Oh, yeah. And a leaky one. A nice big one and a nice leaky one. We always get linked with Isaac, but I've noticed, says Eddie, he often looks shattered towards the end of a game, and they only play once a week on average. Think he'd struggle adding European games into the mix. Oh dear, there's a shout. There's a shout. Edward, I think the contracts are putting a damper on the league if we go on to win it. Yeah. But we've been saying this, Edward. I've just mentioned it to, and Dino said it as well. This has been ongoing. I forgot about Ali. You just made my nightmare worse, says the Red Bear to IBR.
Well, Ali's still got 3 years left, hasn't he? So we don't need to worry about him unless he wants to go home to Brazil. Then that's a totally different matter. But I think Alisson will still be there next season.
I hope so. He's the best goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know when you seen that team, or when it was announced over the channel at Wembley? What did you think when Kelleher in goal? What did you think? What was your automatic thing?
I know it's easy for me to sit here and I won't say it, but I was shocked, and there was a little bit of shock on the concourse in Wembley when the teams were announced. You could sense that everyone was saying, like, oh, I don't know about that, like, but you know, you have to get in there and you have to still support the lads, don't you, regard of who's playing, you know what I mean, when you've got the red shirt on, and you know, you support whoever's on the pitch. But I was thinking that we'd made a massive mistake, and I still...
You know, my first thoughts were this. Alisson was injured. I said, he must be injured. Until the subs came up and he's on the bench.
Yeah.
And it shook me head.
I think it's obviously probably the last time Kelleher's obviously going to play for Liverpool as well, barring Alisson being injured.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that's had anything to do with it or what. Is it to say like a thank you for? Because you know, Kelleher, he's done well. He has done well, but he's a really good understudy, and he'll probably be a good goalkeeper at a Bournemouth or someone like that.
Daryl says Frankie Trent's gone 100%. The Red Bear to the IBR. We already got Freddie. He goes under the name of J.W. Henry. He's talking about Freddie Krueger. Snapey. My worry is Isaac could be another Sturridge, undoubtedly talented, but way too fragile and susceptible to injuries, and they are extended periods of time he's out for. That's a good shout as well.
It is. It's a good shout, but also you got to look at the way, you know, Slot manages injuries. He's got his own ways and methods of preventing injuries through like less intense training and stuff. So maybe that could have an effect on Isak's injury record if he did sign for Liverpool. But to be honest, Frank, after them winning the cup on Sunday, I can't see Isak going anywhere.
No, I can't see him. I think that's a foregone conclusion that he'll be staying. Because as I said, put it this way, say like, I'm just saying this, say like he's on £10 a week. Once all this is over, this, like Manchester City thing before the start of next season, and everything hunky-dory for other teams, and from that £10, he'll be given £50 to £100, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And we won't compete with that.
No.
Simple as that. You get what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, 100%.
The IBR, as we a young player like Dance who had some fearless spark, it could give the squad a lift, but our forwards look lost. Do you know when you were watching the game, Gino? When you were watching the game, you and your lad, did you feel that the likes of Mo was starved of the ball? Because I'll tell you for what. When I was watching it, that Gary Neville went like that in the second half. And he said, Mo Salah has only touched the ball 3 times. He's not getting the ball. Play to it. Was you thinking of that? You know,
I was, and what I couldn't understand was on the, you know, the goal kicks from Keller. He was just hitting them. They were aimless. Absolutely aimless.
We said it. We were saying that the other night. The post-match, we were saying. And all the messing around at the back, you know, pass to him, and then back to Keller. From a fucking goal kick. And back to him to boot us up the field.
Yeah.
And so that's all it became then. The big oof. How many fucking Liverpool teams have done that? How many? That's his tactics. He's not a fucking fight. He's not a fight Feyenoord now.
No.
He's not there. He's at Liverpool. I've never fucking seen that. He is the big boot up. Tommy Lawrence used to do it when he got the ball. He used to just fucking boot it up.
I mean, we've done it quite a lot. We've done it quite a lot to Mo this season. But when Alisson does it, it's like it's effortless.
Yeah.
You know, when Alisson does it, he gets it to Mo and it sticks.
Yeah.
But Keller is just going nowhere.
Yeah. But it's their tactics, mate. They are tactics. For Virgil to be doing it, Robertson's finished, you know, mate.
Yeah, no.
He was shocking the other day. He was getting turned left, right, and centre, but he has been for the past 18 months. And what game's on your TV, do you know?
Barcelona semi from 2001.
Brilliant. That's when we won the 5 cups, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's when we won the 5 cups. I always remember I was with our kids. I never went to the Alaves game and the final. Never went to that, and it was brilliant. You know, like I didn't know it was a golden goal.
Yeah.
And you know, the McAllister, I think he just hit it over. It was an own goal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And everyone was going, I was in the Stanley pub, and I went like that. I said, all right. I said, we've got to fucking sit back now, because they could come back at us. They said, no, it's fucking over. He said, goals and goal. I didn't even know. So I started jumping up and down there.
That Barcelona game, the atmosphere that night was incredible. Like, that was like the first proper atmosphere that I remember. I was 16 at the time, just left school, and it was just coming up to leaving school. I left school the day before the FA Cup final against Arsenal, when Michael Owen scored them 2 great goals.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I was in the top tier in the Annie Road, and when we played Roma, and Uli had just come back, from the aorta thing, and at the end of the game, we were I was jumping around. Who was surrounding me was a load of Sikhs. A load of lads, a load of shit, and I was jumping up and down. I was in the fucking middle of them, jumping up and down with our Sikh friends, and brilliant, great memory.
Great atmosphere, Frank.
Oh.
We had to win by 2 goals, didn't we? To go through to the next round.
Yeah, and I remember Ivanov, Ivanov, getting the second, the header in the cup.
Yeah.
Incredible. Love it. And AIB to Norman, we need 7, but we all know FSG and Edwards by 3 possible 4 to replace 7, and the lack of squad depth remains. Good shout.
Probably seen him fast tracking that Engamoa.
Who? What?
Engamoa, the young kid we signed from Chelsea.
Oh, that little Rio kid, yeah. I was watching something on YouTube and it said, no, it wasn't. I don't know what I was fucking on. And it said he's the next Ronaldo. How many times have we seen the next Ronaldo, the next Messi and Steven Gerrard and everybody? But he's supposed, I've seen him play. I have seen him play, but to me, I don't know.
Got a lot of maturing.
Go on.
He's got a lot of maturing to do for me. There's too many step overs and flicks and slips.
Oh, loads of that, yeah.
He's got to do it in the right places, and I think he's got a bit about him. I think he has got it, and I love his confidence in that. He's definitely got something about him. But I think with the right coaching, I think we could be a real gem,
Yeah. Couldn't make the squad, could he, for some reason? Was it that he was only 16 or something? I forget what it was.
The Champions League squad, yeah. Something to do with his age or something.
You see, you've got all these great players in the Champions League. I think they were just sorted them out. He's not playing for the under-17s or under-21s, whatever they are.
No, but sometimes that fearlessness and just
oh yeah, I'm not saying
raw youthfulness is just sometimes needed.
No fear.
Galvanizes the crowd, Frank.
Yeah, no fear, you see. They've got no fear, these kids. That's what Klopp did. He just sent them all out there, and they had no fear.
That's where Klopp was like Shankly. He made you feel 7 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
Go and take on the world.
Yeah. Go out there. You'll beat these. That's what he used to say to the kids, and he did.
Yeah.
He did. And Norman says the only quad the ever attempted was on a bike. They all fell off. No Everton jokes, please. Norman, IBR. I cannot argue with there because that's what they do. That's talking about, buying 3 instead of 7. Paulo, rumour has it that the big summer signings will be Chiesa brother, and he's more of a sick note than Federico. Don't say that, Paul. Please. Please don't say that. Oh, I'd hate that. I hate to say it, but I fear we're going to dip in form next season. Can't see us pushing on from this season. What do you think?
That's the fear, innit? You mean if you win the league, you want to be able to go again and at least mount a serious challenge. Because what's the point? The point of football is winning.
Yeah. Paul always says Gary Ablett and Steve McMahon played both for Liverpool. Yeah, well, I knew Stevie's family actually. Big Blues. So was Stevie McMahon. He was a big blue. And I'm talking blue. And
He's a red outbacker, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely a red. This is why it's strange that, because, you know, they're always saying, well, you know, that Carragher and they were, Owen, they were all blues, and they still are blues. No, they're not.
No.
They're reds.
Carragher in the cop last week.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Gary Ablett was a red who obviously he played for Everton, but I mean at different times, weren't he? I mean, Steve McMahon came to Liverpool from Aston Villa.
Yeah. Yeah.
At this point, I definitely agree with. Should never have got rid of Beardsley as soon as we did.
Soonest. We all went, oh, what's he fucking done?
Yeah.
And to Everton. And he played great for them.
Scored against us in the derby, didn't he?
As Norman said, selling Beardsley to was a criminal act. It was like having Anne Margaret as your bed and handing her over to your worst enemy. Oh, stop it. What are you saying things like that for? I love Anne Margaret, by the way. I hate Elvis as well. He let us down then. Oh, Billy said, I'm sorry, I've been swearing. IBR. If our midfield is elite or top class, then why do we get bossed up or outrun like the PSG game? And earlier in the season, we were getting bullied in midfield. Good shout. Go ahead. Over to you.
I don't know about being bullied early in the season. I can't recall too many times that happened. But as far as PSG go, I mean, they were fresher than us. They dressed at the 8 or 9 of their first team players in the weekend before the second leg. So, I mean, the game was a lot closer at Anfield. I mean, we were a lot better than what we were over in France. But, you know, we could have won. We could have had the game won in the first 5 or 10 minutes. So, I wouldn't say that we were totally bossed. We were over there. But at Anfield, it was a lot tighter and more even cut. I just think that they were fresher and they just had more options off the bench, you know, going back to the squad again.
Yep. And they played a game less than us.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. You know, I follow
the domestic league as well, Frank, which is massive. You know, every game in the Premier League is so intense.
Well, you know that I follow the Azzurri.
Yeah.
And Donnarumma, even the Italians would say, they're worried about him, you know, when he plays for the Azzurri. And I said, he's the weak link when we played them. He's the weak link. And what a game he had.
He's still flappable with crosses though, Frank. There was plenty of times, where he came for crosses and he didn't really deal with them convincingly. But you know, he made important saves when he needed to, and unfortunately, you know,
but he made
they
some
were better than
fantastic saves. He saved one from Diaz, when Diaz headed it down.
Yeah.
And it bounced up. They're very hard to, and it was a perfect header. Perfect header. So near, you know, he's in the 6-yard box. And he headed it down on an angle, bouncing ball, and he got to it.
Yeah.
That was an LAS save, that. And I said that at the time. We would have won that game. We would have won that game with that header, because they would never have scored.
Yeah.
We had to give a stupid goal away. Like we have been all season, giving stupid goals away. Lisa, I haven't been swearing. Dino has. Watch Jones when, what's that? Charlie? Is that Charlie? Has she finished the word there? Watch Jones when. Charlie. I'm sorry, Lisa, I don't know what you mean. Sorry, sweetheart. Paul Owie. Jürgen was too loyal for too long, and we slipped backwards when we should have been powering on. Hopefully, Slot is route. Okay. Yeah, that's what she says. Lisa, Jones is weak. When he attempts to battle for the ball, going in for challenges, he is garbage. What do you think? I don't think he is, to be honest.
I disagree. I just think there's a lot of fans that don't like him because they tend to concentrate on what he does wrong instead of what he does right and good.
What he does right. Totally
it's
like
my mate Owen. He'll be waiting for that one mistake, and as soon as he makes that one mistake, he's messaging me, look, he's crap, he's a crab, he's this, he's that. And it's like, well, what about all the other things that he done well, mate? Do you know what I mean? It's like, because he's Scouse, because he's playing for Liverpool, it's like that extra pressure of playing for your own city, for your own club, the city that you grew up in, is like, you can't even begin to imagine what it must be like. And it's like, I feel like, you know, local players get more of a raw deal than these foreigners. You know what I mean? Like Frank Nunes only has to fart and he gets his name sung. And it's become so patronising now to sing Nunes' name. It's just not even funny. It's like, but Curtis Jones is a lad who gives us all every time he comes onto the pitch, and yet not everything he does comes off. He does make mistakes. He does hold on to the ball occasionally too long, but that's because the lad's trying hard to be affirmed, to get the acclaim of the fans and the recognition that he deserves.
No, you're so right. Because I like Jones, and you notice the way Jones, he doesn't tackle. He takes the ball away from them. That's what he does. He takes the ball away from them. When he got sent off that time, which he should never have done, he tried to put the studs on the ball and drive it away from the player going in, and he got sent off for it. And he realised, it was too late, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That he should never have been sent off for that. That's what he does. He tries to, he doesn't go in big hard tackles and things like that. He just goes in and takes the ball away from them. That's what he is. And as you said quite rightly as well, because you were there, he gets the ball, and as soon as he come on, he got the ball in our half and he took it away and he ran with it.
Yeah, he played a little pass on the corner, little 1-2 on the corner, and he ended up having a shot and nearly scoring from it.
Nearly scored.
But someone, instead of looking at that and thinking, you know what, lad, fair play, you're the first player to have a shot on goal for Liverpool in the final in like 60, 70 minutes, whatever it was. But they'd rather focus on him losing the ball by the touchline, like 10 minutes later, you know, and that's what frustrates me over Curtis Jones, is that people don't watch him closely enough, or instead they tend to watch him and just wait for the mistake.
I think he's great. I really do.
I do.
I think
I'll back him to the hilt.
So would I. So with you on that, honestly. I just think he's a very great player. And he just, when he moves with that ball, and he always runs forwards, have you noticed?
Yeah.
But I noticed the other day, and this fucking upset me. He brought the ball out of our defence and he ran up with it. And Virgil, you know, he's going to he was there by the halfway line going into their half, the Newcastle half. And Virgil was shouting over, give it over to Robertson. And he looked like that. And anyway, he gave it to Robertson. He went with it and gave it to Robertson. Robertson passed it back to him.
Yeah.
Then he fucking passed it back to Robertson. Then back to Curtis, and Curtis just hit it to Virgil, and Virgil just hit it up. And I said, what the fuck was that? Why didn't he let him fucking just go?
Yeah, let him take responsibility. I think he likes to take the responsibility on Curtis. He likes to make things happen.
Yeah, he does. That's what he's there for as well. And he knows he's there for that. Anyway, Norman says, I know some will say we're going on about FSG. Like, no one's going on about them. We do, and they need to be called out. So don't be worrying, Norman. But this is the reason we see, as fans, see the drop-off. We are screaming these things in pre-season. Yeah, I said that before, Norman. I said it at the beginning. This is what we've been saying. I've been saying, as you know, for 2 years that we needed a defensive midfielder. We needed a number 6. And I was saying it for 2 seasons. And I was saying it at the beginning of this season. And even coming up to January, I said, we need a number 6 in there to January. Oh, Gravy's there. Gravy's playing great. We don't need him. We fucking do need him. That's what I said. And I've been vindicated anyway. So the vlogs. Hello, Frank and Zeno. Hope you're all feeling absolutely great because you're here with us. Vlogs.
Nice one, mate.
Well, when John Smith and David Moores were chairman, we never mentioned them because we trusted what they were doing was to help us with. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was only as football started to move towards the billionaires that you heard more and more about David Moores, and it was that famous AGM meeting, wasn't he? Where Steve Morgan ripped the arse out of David Moores and he wanted to become part owner. And then from there, it sort of like snowballed, didn't it? And then obviously we won in Istanbul and all that, so like, you know, Moores deserves a bit of praise for that because he was the chairman at the time, and that's probably what he
was. I've said it.
Yeah. He always put his hand in his own pocket, Frank, you know what I mean? He put his hand in his pocket and he tried to do the best he could for Liverpool. He was never, you know, we broke transfer records under him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it just got to a point where football moved on from the millionaires to the billionaires.
That's when that Abramovich came in.
Yeah, and
he knew that was the end of it. I always remember he was ex-chairman when Abramovich took over. You know, the Chelsea chairman, I forget his name. And Liverpool and Chelsea were at the same airport, and they were going. They were catching planes wherever they were flying to. And their ex-chairman shouted over to Stevie Gerrard, join us, we'll give you $500,000 a week. That's what he shouted over. Never forget that. Gerrard just laughed and nearly went to them. We are a great side, but we know what's needed to win with a great squad. And we want Liverpool to be up there winning all the time. What is wrong with wanting the very best for our great club? You try telling that to some fans because we get called negative. Snapey. Yes, we should enjoy the here and now, of course, we should. But in some ways, it's like standing on the edge of a frozen lake. Sometimes you hear the ice crack 500 yards away, and it creates trepidation. Do you know what? That's a great analogy, though. That's a great analogy because you do, and this is what we're feeling right now. We're standing on that ice, and it's cracking. And this is over the three lads. And this is over who we need to come in. But we don't need any other bargain basement players. We just don't need them. And Burton Yav says, buy Julian Alvarez, please. Spend some money, Liverpool. Alvarez, Isak, Salah, 4-3-3. That is sick. Well, it would be if we had them two and the Mo up there. But we're still up. We're still thinking of it. Hard to scope for it. If you really want the best, you have to buy the best and pay the best. So come on, FSG, cough up. What I'll do, I'll just go through these. And Paulo, FSG have shown their true colours in building the stadium, but that's not really money spent, as they know that money and plenty more will come to them when they eventually sell. They brought in well, the big main stand that was built by Carrier, and they were going under. So it was a cheapest option. Then the Anfield Road end, Buckingham they brought in. Again, they were going under. The due diligence for the FSG is cheap. Get the cheapest in, like the cheapest players. That's why we never got Shumani. That's why we never got Bellingham or anybody else for that matter. Karamashela, just so recently. The cheapskates. So don't expect anything in the fucking summer, especially with the likes of opportunistic Hughes and Edwards in charge. Why do you think fucking Jürgen left? I didn't want them back. If you leave Liverpool, you fucking stay, you gone. That's it. End of. Ta-ra. Goodbye. Cheerio. That's my philosophy. You leave us, you can fucking stay lost as well. IBR. We should be having a season to remember and filled with positivity, but FSG's greed is killing our season in these contract issues. That really is affecting our players, and it's trickling down to us. That's a cracker. Isn't that a cracking comment? There's the lovely Lisa. Can't we all just buzz on winning the time? I will be going on a mad one when we win it. We are feeding the media with all this negative stuff. No, we're not. Lisa, please listen to us. Sweetheart, listen. It's all positiveness. We want the best for the club. For years, we've been neglected on the field. This is why only a few weeks ago we were going after the quad. Now we're only going after the title. You've got to understand that, because we were screaming in the summer for investment on the pitch with quality players. We never got them. Then we're saying in the winter, in the January just gone, we need quality players, because we knew what was going to happen. We knew that we'd just blow up like we have done in the past few seasons after going after quads. You see what I mean? We were going after the quad last season and ended up with the Carabao Cup. This season, hopefully, we'll win the league. So it's not all negative, to be honest. It's just what we need, Lisa. Can you just answer that as well?
I get where she's coming from, like, you know what I mean? I think there is a lot of negative stuff building, but I think most of it's coming from the media. Like I was saying before, they're trying to diminish everything that we're trying to accomplish. Yep. So, yeah, I'm sure, like same as Lisa. I mean, when we win the league, I mean, I'm going on a mad one. I don't even bevy, but I will be bevying then. You know what I mean? It's going to be the biggest party the city's ever seen, and I'm going to be leading it. So bring it on.
If I'm walking all right, I'll be doing it myself. I'll be here.
Frank, I'll lift you up. I'll lift you up and I'll bring you out with us.
And Lisa as well. Bring Lisa out. This is how we celebrate, Lisa. And Norman says to her, Lisa, if we win, nobody will be celebrating more than us on here. But we are here as fans. Think ahead also and have no faith in the ownership. Ismar. I work with a few Moroccans and they are cabbaged right now because they can't drink or eat all day till sundown. Now imagine waiting all day starving for them to play under lights and you're knackered. Thank you, Mark, for that.
I was walking out of the ground, Frank, on Sunday, walking out of Wembley, and I was talking to a lad who's on the Anfield rap, and we were both in agreement that Ramadan has played a massive part in Mo and Ibu's performances. It definitely has a massive negative effect on them. It has to. If you're not filling yourself with nutrients, you're not able to perform to the highest level.
No, and that's why he's every season he's brilliant. And when it comes to Ramadan or the AFCON, how much do we miss him in the AFCON when he goes on the AFCON?
Yeah.
And so as soon as Ramadan comes, he falls off. You know, he's not the usual Mo who's like at the season coming right up to where Christmas, breaking records left, right, and centre every time he plays. Lisa, I get onto this. Lisa, I couldn't care less about next season, worry about that then. There's nothing we can do about what the owners do. Just
I live in the moment.
I want you to answer that. I want you to answer that. Couldn't care less about next season. Lisa, listen to us, please. If you're a snooker player or you're a chess player, I've said this before, you don't think about the move now, you think about the next move. That's what you do. You think about the next move. That's why you've got great, world-class, world champion chess players. You see what I mean? That's why you've got world champion snooker players. Because it's not what they do on that first move. It's the moves later where that ball is going. We worry about next season because for years it's been a lack of investment, sweetheart. Go as you answer that.
Yeah, it's you know, you're pre-planning, aren't you? You know what I mean? You're thinking about, like I said before, you're losing the span of your team potentially, and the worry is how do you replicate the impact that those players have had on the team over the last few years when they leave, you know what I mean? So where the goals going to come from? Where's the leadership going to come from?
Exactly.
You might as well just pay them the money, give them what they want, because you're going to have to go out and pay to replace them. And then, you know, even if you bring someone in, they're not going to be at the same quality because there's not that many players out there with their quality. They're two of the best players. Van Dijk and Salah are two of the best players in the world in their positions. So where are you bringing their production in next season?
So I hope that answers your question. It's not negativity, to be honest, Lisa. And as Norman says, Lisa, I'm sorry, but I do. I want Liverpool to be very strong next season and every season. There you go. The Snapey. In 2001, I was on a campsite in Cornwall surrounded by Arsenal fans. I was quiet as a church mouse until Owen equalised. When he scored the winner, I ran around the bar like my arse was ablaze. Unpopular.
I was in Cardiff celebrating with Ian Rush.
Well, we've all got great. I'm going to finish on this, boys. Ali News. Good evening, Al Franchino. Hi, Ali. Ali, this is our Romanian friend, our Romanian lad. And Lisa, she says to Norman, I get it when I want only the best, just like you, but the owners couldn't care less what you or what I say, or what any fan says. We are customers. Spot on, great answer. This is what we're talking about, Lisa. Great comment. I'm going to make that the comment of the night because they don't give a fuck about us. And we are customers. Customers to them. Not fans. Not great fans. And when you look at the lad there sitting opposite me, when you look at him, he was down there with his lad at Wembley. These are all Liverpool football fans. And if we would have got to the Champions League, I was going to let my daughter go. I was going to pay for my daughter and my granddaughter to go to Munich. It's Scousland. David Moores appointed Souness and said the club and sold the club to it. I know all about that deal, by the way. I know everything. Tommy Schmidt told me when we were doing it. We were actually doing a documentary about the Inter game when we got beat 3-1 over there. 3-0. No, 3-1. We went out. Was it 3-0 or 3-1? I forget. But anyway, he told me all about it. John Keith was there. He was fronting the documentary. But before we went into the documentary, I was just sitting there. We was having a cup of tea and a sandwich. And Tommy Schmidt just told me everything. And John Keith was just saying, yeah, right, it's right. Because I was looking at John. Must have said this right? And he's going, yep. So I know all about it. David Moores. And the Snapey. Good night, one and all. Good night, stay. Good to see you tonight.
You'll still be here in half an hour.
What?
You'll still be here commenting in half an hour.
Always does.
Hello?
I try not to worry about stuff that's beyond my control, but football is different, says Christopher. Yes.
Take it home with you. You take it to work with you. Take it to
well,
sleep.
Anyway, I'm going to finish tonight. Now, listen, boys and girls, I've got my history show tomorrow. I'll be talking about Use as an answer night. He's Dutch, and he said, "Do you know anything about the Anglo-Dutch War, naval war?" I said, "Yeah." And I was going to do it for him tomorrow night. I might touch on it, I don't know. But I'll be talking about Roman Britain tomorrow night, and also Napoleon. I'll be talking about him. So that's what I'll be talking about. If Juice is a look at it, I'll talk about the Anglo-Dutch naval war. It's good, you know. People don't realise, do you know, that the Anglo-Dutch War was in 1775, 78. That was the time, the American War of Independence, and we were fucking fighting everyone.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, New York today used to be called New Amsterdam. So when we defeated the Dutch, we went to New York and said, fuck that. We went to New Amsterdam and said, fuck that. It's New York now. You know, after us, York after it. So, you know, there's things like that I'll be talking about. Christopher, and like Frank and everyone. And, sorry, Norman. Lord Lucan's show, please. I'll do that next week. I'll do Lord Lucan for you next week. And I'll also do a special one that everyone thinks who knows and doesn't know. And I remember Tom Slemon. Do you ever remember Tom Slemon?
Yeah, the ghost writer.
Yeah, and he said to me, he came to see me in a lecture. She came up to me and he went, can I use that? I said, fuck off, no. Because he was writing for the Echo. And he was just put it in his book, but also in the Echo. I said, no. But, you know, kept to his words, he didn't. Kept to his words, he didn't, you know. I said, thank you. When I see him again. Norman. Thanks, Frank, Dino, and chat. You never walk alone. Let's win the league and let's get even so. Even though I can put an H there. Even though I don't drink. Yeah. Enjoy the international break, says Paulo. We bring on them blue nose relegation dodgers. Relegation dodgers.
He missed trophy before Dodgers there.
Exactly. And regarding the Lord Lucan, yeah, I'll do that for you. No problem. Dino, thanks, mate.
My pleasure, mate.
And to the rest of all you wonderful people out there, don't forget, I won't be doing a show, you know, a football show until we're coming up playing Everton, you know, because it's a waste of time talking about. And I don't think Lisa will join us because if you say that, they're all negative. Only kidding, Lisa, sorry, only kidding. And so we'll be doing that, but I will be doing the current affairs program on Friday. I've got a hell of a lot to say about that, and I'll be doing the film and TV review on Saturday morning as usual. Thank you so much for joining Dino and I, and see you all tomorrow. See you soon. Thanks, Dino.
See you later, mate. Take care.
And you. Bye-bye now. So that's it, people. Thanks a lot. I really, you know, mean a lot, you know, when you join us. Really. The vlogs. Good night, everyone. Good night, Lee. Good night, Lee, mate. Norman. Julian Dix, new LFC boss. Dix out on the cup. Enjoy your evening, says Ali Denise. And you as well, Ali. You as well. And I hope Romania being discussed on what's happened over there with this EU stuff and the NGOs. I'll be talking about them on Friday. It's just for me to say thanks, lads, up the Reds, and let's do everything in our power to try and do something for next season. Thank you. Ci vediamo. Hope to see some of you tomorrow night on the history show. See you now. Bye now. Bye. Ali, Romania will never wake up, Franco. See you tomorrow. Much respect. Much respect to you as well. Much respect. And to Romania and the citizens of Romania. See you, boys. Ciao. Ci vediamo. A domani. Ciao, bello.